Hello friends and welcome back to Picture Astrology. In this quick snap video, we will learn about placement of moon in the sign of Aquarius when the ascendant sign is Capricorn. So when Capricorn, the 10th sign of the zodiac, rises in your chart, Aquarius would fall in the second house. So this video is about moon in second house for Capricorn rising chart. So before we start the analysis of position of moon, one very important thing to note is that moon is not just another planet. It is treated as a different reference point to analyze the horoscope. And by reference point I mean, generally we look at the ascendant sign as the first house of the horoscope, and from there we analyze the entire chart. However, every traditional astrologer, every astrologer in India would always look at moon as the ascendant also and analyze the whole chart from the moon ascendant point of view. And it is important because moon is your emotional self. See, a human being has many aspects to it. So you have a physical body which is represented by your ascendant, but at the same time you have an emotional body also. And if you observe human behavior very carefully, it's the emotional mind which more or less overtakes in everybody. So analyzing the chart from emotional point of view is not just important in regards to how you feel. Okay, many people say that, oh, how you feel will be seen from the moon ascendant chart, but that's not the case. See, I'll give you a simple example. If you have to be really successful, you observe any person who is highly successful in his life, one thing you will find common is that person is always on. They are always charged. They are emotionally very involved in everything they do. They have a lot of passion for their work. They have indefatigable energy in their work. And all of it is related to moon. So if you have a strong moon, it is one of the most important foundation for a successful chart. It doesn't really matter which house the moon is in. It has to be strong. I'll talk more about it in a separate video altogether, because importance of moon, or more specifically moon as an ascendant or a reference point, seems to be diminishing among the astrologers as I see, and that is one of the reasons why many predictions go wrong. However, more on it later. Let's just concentrate about this particular position of moon. So yes, moon is a different reference point, but in this case we are more interested in understanding what will be the effect of moon in the second house. Now, moon in the second house will definitely impact the second house significations. It will have an aspect on the 8th house, the 7th aspect. So it will affect everything related to 8th house, which includes your longevity, other people's money, how you use it, mysterious things, and so on. And very importantly, moon is the lord of sign of Cancer, which here falls in the 7th house. So everything related to 7th house, your spouse, your business partnership, the kind of success you will get in professional success you will get in life, all that will be dependent on this position of moon. So in next few minutes we will, as always, look for some of the most practical implications of this placement. So first of all, the moon is in the second house, and second house moon here will make a person very soft spoken. Will have tender and caring when the person speak, and that is very important when it comes to the Capricorn ascendant. See, Capricorn is a sign lorded by Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of austerity, renunciation. Saturn doesn't really care about emotions, and especially when the Saturn is in the sign of Capricorn, or the Capricorn sign of Saturn is not known to be very creative when it comes to speech. They are very practical kind of people. And the same Saturn has a lordship on the second house, because Aquarius is also owned by planet Saturn. So generally speaking, Capricorn Ascendant folks, they are very much plain speaker. They usually are people who would simply call spade a spade. They may not pay enough attention on how the words will impact other people's feeling. They are more concerned with whether the words are true or not. Now with moon here, it kind of fills up that vacuum. It gives them that emotional sensitivity which is required when you are communicating to people. So they would become soft spoken, and at the same time they will be truthful. See, having Capricorn Ascendant and Saturn Lord of both the houses does give them a liking for truth, but they would speak truth in a very plain language. Even if it hurts others, doesn't matter. But with the moon here, they develop that extra sensitivity in their speech, which is very much needed. And because of this moon is very much supportive of happy family life, because these people will be loving and caring. Now Saturn, Lord of the second house, what it makes is, it makes them responsible for their family. That means they would provide for all the material aspects, money, clothes, housing, etc. But with moon here, they would become responsible for the emotional aspect as well, and that is very important when it comes to family life. However, obviously there are many other things, like they would mostly be not a voracious eater. They would probably be, depending on other aspects on moon, would have medium to lower diet, plus they would not have a lot of other possible issues related to the mouth. Generally when Saturn is little bit afflicted when we have a Capricorn rising ascendant, then there could be a need to have braces or some kind of teeth alignment in the kids. Moon here sort of saves you from all those aspects, provided moon is not afflicted. Now let's move on to two of the lesser known, or at least one of the lesser known aspect of this moon. That is, this moon is Lord of 7th house, so obviously it shows your marriage, but we'll come to it a little later. However, moon is in the 8th from this position, which is in the 2nd house, and has an aspect on the 8th house as well. So generally people with this placement, at least in the early stage of life, early stage because 2nd house is the early stage of your life. 1st house is the stage at which you are just born. 2nd house is the stage where you are not yet even toddler, you are still a baby. And with this moon having an aspect on the 8th house, and moon represents water, okay, and 7th house also has the watery sign of Cancer, people would need to be little bit careful when it comes to watery sports, H2O, water, swimming, or any other activity of water. Or sometimes when there is some affliction on this moon, even the child, as a child, the person may be little bit afraid of water. I've seen horoscopes with this kind of placement of moon where kids are, they don't like to even take bath, they don't like to take shower, young kids, very small kids, because there is some kind of apathy towards water with this kind of placement, especially because there is this aspect on the 8th house. There's some kind of fear. So all you need to do is, one, obviously be little bit careful when it comes to water sports, and second, as a child it's nothing to be worried about unless there is huge affliction, and this tendency usually goes away after 7 years of life for a kid. So that's one very practical aspect which not many people talk about. Now let's talk about the all important 7th house or spouse. How is this position for marital life? So one thing, moon is the lord of marriage partner in the Saturnian sign of Aquarius, although it is in the fixed sign. See, Aquarius is a fixed yet airy sign. It's an air and fixed sign. So this position is generally good for, as I said in the beginning, family happiness. Even after marriage, The married partner would also be interested in your family life. Again, I'm saying unless there is affliction to the moon. And there could be gains in terms of wealth or finance after the marriage as well. The wife's connection could help you gain some new opportunities or addition of wealth. But another tendency which is often observed is there are chances of your spouse involved in some kind of a traveling job, and what that causes is the couple to stay a little bit away from each other at multiple points in their life. So please observe, this is a very common thing which generally happens when you have this kind of placement of moon here, and this especially happens when Saturn, which is the lord of the ascendant as well as the second house, is in an active sign. That means it is in one of the 4 quadrants, or in this Kendra houses. So friends, with this I'm going to stop here in this quick snap video. There are many other things we can talk about for this position of moon, especially also about this as a reference, but I'll deal with it in later videos. So far, thank you for watching, and I hope you do like and subscribe to my channel to continue to receive more updates. Thanks again for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.